Hey, hello. So for this discussion, we will talk about tax remedies. So at the end of this lesson, students are expected to be able to discuss the remedies available to income taxpayers to protest assessment by BIR or refund of illegally collected taxes. So guides to sa mga taxpayers natin in case na late or nag-default sila ng payment ng kanilang taxes. Ano ba yung remedies, yung mga way na pwede nilang gawin para mabawasan or ma-comply kung ano yung kailangan nilang i-submit. There are two types of tax remedies, one for the point of view of the government and the taxpayer. So for the government, these are courses of action provided by or allowed in the law to implement the tax laws or enforce tax collection. So kapag sinabi nating tax remedies ng government, ito yung mga pwede nilang gawin para mahabol yung mga taxpayers in case of default or delinquency in tax payments and guides din nila sa pag-implement ng tax laws and proper tax collection. For the taxpayers, these are the legal actions which they can avail to seek relief from the undue burden or oppressive effect of tax laws. So, ano ba yung pwede nilang gawin para mabawasan ang mga tax liabilities or ma-comply ang mga kulang nila or as a means to check possible excesses by revenue officers in the performance of their duties. Para din malaman ng mga taxpayers kung tama pa ba yung mga pinapatupad ng mga BIR personnel. First, here are the taxpayers who can avail of remedies. First, any person adversely affected by the action taken by the commissioner if tingin nila mali yung pag-enforce ng tax collections. The officers and directors of a defunct corporation in an assessment made against the corporation, which, if upheld, would render them personally liable as successors in interest in the corporate property. So yung mga, halimbawa may corporation na nagsara na or medyo nalulugi, yung mga officers and directors kasi baka daw habulin ng BIR for the payments of the tax liabilities. So, madidiscuss din dito kung ano ang kaya nila or pwede nilang gawin. Third, in indirect taxes, the person on whom the tax is imposed and who paid it is the proper party, even if shifted the burden to another. First, we will talk about the prescriptive periods. Kailan ba yung deadline? Hanggang kailan pwede mangolekta or mag-assess ang government? And of course, the administrative. So in case a taxpayer has received an assessment, they can protest it through either administrative proceedings, quasi-judicial proceedings, or judicial proceedings. They can request for refund or credit of taxes or request for the recovery of erroneously or illegally collected taxes and forfeiture of cash refund and tax credit. So ano ba yung situations kung kailan pwede mag-request ng tax refund ang isang taxpayer? They are when they believe that the taxes were erroneously collected, maling paraan and maling amount ang na-collect, or if it was illegally collected. Of course, they have to submit proof para patunayan na mali yung taxes and collected illegally. And here are the procedures on how to refund the tax erroneously or illegally collected. First, dapat pag-file sila ng written claim for refund with the Commissioner of Internal Revenue within 2 years after final payment of the tax or penalty. So, may 2 years pa para mag-claim ng tax refund. Second, within 30 days from receipt of the decision and within 2 years from the date of final payment, if adverse to the taxpayer, he can file an appeal to the Court of Tax Appeals. So, after 30 days na isubmit nila sa Commissioner of Internal Revenue, natanggap nila yung desisyon, pwede pa silang mag-appeal sa CTA. And within 2 years, kung sa tingin nila, ay kung nagbayad sila, tapos parang adverse yung effect, pwede pa rin mag-appeal sa Court of Tax Appeals. Third, there is no extension of said 2-year period of recovery, regardless of any supervening cost that may arise thereafter. So, kung sa tingin mo illegally or erroneously collected yung taxes, magsasabit ka muna ng appeal sa Commissioner of Internal Revenue, and then another 2 years, meron ka pang time mag-appeal sa Court of Tax Appeals. When the 2-year period is about to prescribe and the claim for tax refund with the Commissioner of Internal Revenue has not been acted upon by him for the protection of the interest of the taxpayer, he should file a petition for review with the Court of Tax Appeals within the said 2-year period. If the decision of the Commissioner is adverse to the taxpayer, ibig sabihin, opposite, parang mas dagdag bayarin sa taxpayer, or dinisapprove yung request for refund, and it was made after the 2-year period, he can no longer appeal the same to the Court of Tax Appeals. So, strict sila when it comes to the 2-year period of claiming tax refunds. Okay, so we have an illustration. On April 5, 2019, Medroso paid his income tax. So, ang pinaka-deadline talaga, April 15, na napaaga. After a year, he realized that he had overpaid, and so he immediately filed a claim for refund with the Commissioner of Internal Revenue. On March 20, 2021, he received the decision of the Commissioner denying his claim for refund. On April 20, 2021, Medroso filed an appeal with the Court of Tax Appeals. The question is the appeal filed on time? Our answer, his appeal was filed beyond the 2-year period, so it's a no. He should have filed his appeal within 30 days from receipt of a decision. 30 days after March 20, and within 2 years from the date of final payment. So, since nagbayad siya noong April 5, 2019, 2 years from that is April 5, 2021. Kaso, nakaabot siya sa Court of Tax Appeals April 20, 2021 na. So, lumampas na siya sa 2-year period, kaya hindi na filed on time yung kanyang appeal. Refund of unutilized input VAT. So we know input VAT, pinabawas siya sa output VAT when computing for value-added tax payable. Kapag mas malaki yung input VAT sa output VAT, pwede mo siyang gamitin pa sa susunod na period. Ano daw ang pwedeng gawin ng taxpayer kung hindi niya na utilize, hindi niya na nagamit yung iba niya pang excess input VAT? First, an administrative claim for refund must be filed with the CIR within 2 years after the close of the taxable quarter when the zero-rated sales were made. So, normally, na nangyayari to sa mga zero-rated taxpayers since wala nga silang output VAT. Second, from the submission of complete documents in support of the administrative claim for refund, the CIR has 90 days to decide whether to grant a refund or issue a tax credit certificate. So either mabawi ng taxpayer yung pinayaran niya, or bibigyan siya ng tax credit certificate kung saan pwede niya yung ibawas sa future tax liabilities niya. The 90-day period may extend beyond the 2-year period from the filing of the administrative claim if the claim is filed in the later part of the 2-year period. The 90-day period is mandatory and jurisdictional. Thus, the taxpayer must wait for this period to expire before filing a claim with the Court of Tax Appeals. So, hintayin niya munang matapos yung 90-day period bago niya iakyat sa CTA yung kanyang request for refund of unutilized input VAT. Okay, so if after 90 days wala pa ring desisyon ang BIR or CIR, considered na daw yun na denied by inaction. So a judicial claim must be filed with the Court of Tax Appeals within 30 days from receipt of the CIR's decision denying the administrative claim or from the expiration of the 90-day period without any action from the BIR. So, meron tayo ditong 30 days and 90 days. Kapag nakatanggap ka ng decision from the CIR na denied yung application mo for refund of unutilized input VAT, dapat kung gusto mo pa mag-apela, dapat masubmit mo na within 30 days. Pero kung after 90 days pag-submit mo ng appeal, walang decision ang CIR, considered na daw yun na denied by inaction and pwede ka nang mag-appeal na sa Court of Tax Appeals. Okay, here are the conditions na dapat existing para maging entitled ang taxpayer sa claim nila. First, the taxpayer claimant is VAT registered. Kasi silang lang naman, yung mga VAT registered lang naman ang may karapatan magbawas ng input VAT. The taxpayer claimant is engaged in zero-rated sales. There are creditable input taxes due or paid attributable to the zero-rated and the input tax has not been applied against the output tax. So, kailangan muna nilang patunayan na may karapatan silang ibawas yung mga unutilized input VAT. Here's an illustration. Toledo Power is engaged in sale of zero-rated generated power. On November 23, 2019, it filed an administrative claim for refund of 10 million pesos alleged unutilized input VAT for the fourth quarter of 2017. Is the claim filed on time? So the answer is yes. Toledo Power has until December 31, 2019, or 2 years after the close of the taxable quarter, when the effectively zero-rated sales were made within which to file the claim. So since ang gusto nilang i-claim for refund is for the fourth quarter of 2017, which ended last December 31, 2017, dun tayo mag-start ng bilang ng 2 years. So, since November 23, 2019 naman sila nag-file, within the 2-year period pa rin naman. Next question. If the supporting records were submitted on December 20, 2019, until when is the CIR allowed to render its decision? So, alam natin, 90 days daw. So, ang exact date is March 20, 2020. So, pwede silang mag-grant ng refund or issue tax credit or pwede ding mag-deny. So, ang deadline sa CIR is March 20, 2020, 90 days after the submission of the supporting records. Next question. What is the remedy available to Toledo Power if the claim is denied by the CIR? How about if no decision has been made by the CIR until March 20, 2020? Okay, Toledo Power has 30 days from receipt of the decision or from the lapse of the 90-day period to file a judicial claim within the Court of Tax Appeals. So, yung 30 days tsaka 90 days mag-a-apply dito. This action is proper even if made beyond the prescriptive period of 2 years after the close of the taxable quarter when the sales were made. Another remedy available to a taxpayer is what we call the tax compromise. An offer in compromise is an agreement between a taxpayer and the BIR that settles the taxpayer's tax liabilities for less than the full amount owed. So, mas konti ang babayaran ng taxpayer. If there is a reasonable doubt as to the validity of claim against the taxpayer, or the financial position of taxpayer demonstrates clear inability to pay the assessed tax. So, kailan ba pwedeng sabihin na merong reasonable doubt as to the collected amount? First, the delinquent account or disputed assessment is one resulting from jeopardy assessment. And pangalawa, the assessment seems to be arbitrary in nature, appearing to be based on presumptions, and there is reason to believe that it is lacking legal or factual basis. Parang nakolektahan yung taxpayer pero hindi naman napatunayan na dapat silang singilin ng ganong klaseng tax dues or penalties. So, pwede silang mag-agree into a tax compromise. So, ano nga ba ang jeopardy assessment? A delinquency tax assessment which was assessed without the benefit of a complete or partial audit by an authorized revenue officer who has reason to believe that the assessment and collection of a deficiency tax will be jeopardized by delay because of the taxpayer's failure to comply with the audit and investigation requirements to present his books of accounts and/or pertinent records, or to substantiate all or any of the deductions, exemptions, or credits claimed in his return. So kasi ang mga taxpayer, di ba, ino-audit yan ng BIR through what we call the letter of authority. Naka-indicate dyan kung sino yung authorized revenue officer na pwede mag-audit sa books and sa records ng taxpayers para patunayan na yung yung tax returns nila ay valid. Papatunayan nila yan kung ng ng mga documents. Yun yung tinutukoy ditong substantiation. So, i-audit dapat yan. Pero kung yung yung taxpayer nag-fail to comply with those requirements, pwedeng mag-compute yung authorized revenue officer para ito yung sinasabing jeopardized by delay. So, pwedeng mag-compute yung authorized revenue officer. However, pwedeng makipag-compromise in that case ang taxpayer kung feeling nila hindi reasonable yung naging assessment. There is also what we call an arbitrary assessment. It is an assessment issued only and primarily to forestall prescription. Kasi di ba may deadline ang BIR na mag-decide. So minsan gumagawa sila or nag-i-issue sila ng arbitrary assessment para lang ma-forestall o ma-delay yung pag-prescribe ng kanilang deadline. Minimum compromise settlement of any tax liability. In case of financial incapacity, ang pwede nilang minimum na compromise settlement is equivalent to 10% of basic assessed tax. For other cases, 40%. When the basic tax exceeds 1 million or where the settlement offered is less than the minimum rates, kailangan po ng approval ng BIR Commissioner and 4 Deputy Commissioners. Okay? So, sa minimum compromise settlement, 10% because of financial incapacity. Otherwise, 40%. Kapag sobra na ng 1 million or below the minimum, kailangan ng approval ng commissioner and 4 deputy commissioners. Here is a summary of the prescriptive period and start of the running period ng ating mga taxpayer remedies. Assessment of tax liability. So, ang BIR, meron silang 3 years para i-check kung tama yung binayaran mong taxes. And ang start ng bilang is from filing of return in case of late filing or last day for filing if filed on or before the deadline. Okay? Request for reconsideration or protest of assessment, 30 days from receipt of assessment, tulad nung napag-usapan natin kanina. Submission of documents, of course, kailangan mong mag-submit ng documents to prove your claim. You have 60 days from filing of protest. If denied by inaction or denied in a written manner, yung inyong appeal sa CIR, pwede nyong iakyat sa Court of Tax Appeals within 30 days. And a claim for refund with the CIR, 2 years from date of payment or from final payment if paid in installment. Appeal to the CTA on the CIR's denial of claim for refund of erroneous or excessive tax payment. You have 30 days from receipt of denial, but should be within 2 years from date of final payment of tax. For the collection, so 5 years from the issuance of assessment, 3 years from filing of return or deadline for filing if no assessment has been issued. So kung may mga taxpayers, dapat alamin muna nila kung pasok pa ba sa 5 years and 3 years yung paniningil ng BIR. Pag lampas na dyan, hindi na pwede. Hindi na justifiable or hindi na legally allowed pang humabol ang BIR sa mga taxpayers. So that's all for the taxpayers remedies.